What's up, guys, and welcome back to Adventure Built. Today we're taking a look at the Cybertake S2 Pro, which is not just an air conditioner, but it's also a heater. Spending multiple nights in Oregon and Colorado during the expos, camping in the event, there was a lot of swing in temperature. During the day, it got up into the low to mid 90s, and then at night, it dropped down into the low 50s, high 40s. Just like right now here in early morning Montana, it is 55 degrees, and it's not cold, but it's just a little chilly. You're definitely not taking a shower in this temperature. And like I said before, the S2 Pro here is not just an air conditioner, but it's a heater as well, so it's dual function. Now, I definitely wouldn't say this is going to replace a diesel heater on those really, really cold days. However, on these in-between swing days, I think this is a great option. Real world dimensions, you have a length of 24 inches, height of 15 inches, and a width of 11 inches. Currently, this is in its largest configuration without hoses attached to it. Because of these little end caps here, and these easily come on and off using this little orange tab, which is obviously noticeable here on top. And this is actually a really trick system. The front part here has two different size hoses. The top hole here is where the cool air escapes or the warm air escapes, depending on what you're doing. In this bottom port here is a recirculate system. That way you can pull the cool air into the system, and then it will circulate through and then come back out as even colder air, which is just a really good option. Anything that you can take your preheated or pre-cooled air and then either cool it down more or heat it up more, it's just gonna be more efficient for the system to work. And the same thought process goes for the rear of the unit. It has the double holes of the two different sizes. The top hole here is from air escaping, and then this one is sucking in the fresh air. So that way you could keep this in your tent if you wanted to, even though I don't really think you'd want to do that maybe for a camper because they're so large, but for a rooftop tent or a ground tent, it's just gonna take up a lot of room. And these hoses do extend. They are the flexible but expandable type. They're like a plastic. I don't think they're insulated. They're just a standard plastic, but they actually have quite a bit of length to them. About 5 feet long. My bad, the length is actually 5 feet, 5 inches. That 5 inches definitely makes a difference. Now, as far as other accessories, you have a condensation hose, which evacuates the air out of the unit when you're using it as an air conditioner, when it's gathering that humidity. You also have a fully functioning remote that has a thermostat to control the temperature, which is great. That way you don't have to walk up and down. Like if you have this in the tailgate or under the tailgate, you don't have to come down to turn it on and off in the morning. When it gets nice and warm, you can just click it on with the remote. Pretty handy. Obviously, this thing takes a lot of power because this is a massive inverter. Let's get it plugged in and turn the heat on. Hidden underneath this light gray weatherproof plug is where the extension cable goes in. I'm gonna plug that right in, nice tight fit. And then the AC adapter plugs right into the DJI Power 1000. To turn the unit on, press and hold the middle power button here. Once it turns on, this button here controls the 4 different functions. Right now it's on heat function. That's cooling function or air condition function. This is dehumidification function. And then this is the air supply function, which is just blowing cool air from whatever the ambient temperature is outside into your rooftop tent or tent. Let's put this thing on heat and just kind of see what it can put out. It's got it set on max fan speed at 90 degrees. Let's see what kind of temperature we get. It's been running for a few minutes now, and it's actually starting to put out some pretty good heat. I would say it's been about 4 minutes, and right now it's pulling about 415 watts. So it's got a pretty good draw, but not intense. I would say you'd probably be able to get a full night out of just the DJI. Probably not gonna get a lot more than that though. Again, you're really not gonna use this to kind of heat you all night long. This is gonna be an intermittent warm you up, or just when you first get in your tent, turn the heat on, warm everything up, and then turn it off once you're in your sleeping bag. On the floor here, you can kind of see that we're running at about right from the outlet point here, which is cool. This little light, actually, it means that it's heating, and then when it's cooling, it turns blue. But we're putting out about 90 degrees, 95 degrees now. So it's definitely getting warm. The temperature is set at 90 at full max, and you can feel the air all the way out here. And obviously with the hose extension on there, you can kind of get it to where you want it. So yeah, it puts out some heat. So we're at the 8-minute mark, and I'm reading about 115 degrees, and we're kind of topped out. It's been sitting right around here, and we're drawing 441 watts right now. I think this is probably gonna be the max output, but still, if you're looking for just taking the chill out, it's probably your jam right here. And again, the remote control directly controls and mimics the control system here on top of the unit. Super functional, and obviously everything's in Celsius and Fahrenheit, and you can set it and forget it. If you just want to run this all night long, this will be your jam right here because it's got a built-in thermostat. And be sure to stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to show you something that you can use this for that's going to blow your mind. It's just afternoon, and the Kestrel is saying that it's 77 degrees. So let's turn this on to AC and see what kind of cool temps we can get out of this. Let's use the remote, and I'll show you how it just mimics what's on the screen here. I don't know if you can see the screen because it's so bright, but it just turned on, and it's literally mimicking this exact same display here. So now to change it to cooling, I'm gonna toggle over to the cooling effect, and then lower the temperature as low as it will go. 60 degrees is the bottom, and then we kick the fan up as high as it'll go. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's definitely blowing out a lot more volume of air in the cooling effect over the heating effect. And it's already starting to cool. It's been on for about 45 seconds now, and I can already feel cooler air coming out of it. Let's grab the camera and see what temperatures we got. The Kestrel's saying we're at 80 degrees right now as the ambient temperature. The coldest temps I'm seeing here on the camera is 48, 47 degrees. And that's pretty chilly. I feel like it works significantly better as an air conditioner than a heater, because I mean, this is some really cool air coming out of this. Yeah, this will definitely get your tent cooled down pretty quick. And you can see how the light here on the front changed to blue when cooling. And running the air conditioner, we're only pulling 270 watts right now. Yeah, the coldest temps I'm seeing so far are 44 degrees. It's pretty chill. Now this right here is the coolest thing you're gonna see all day long. What this is a air conditioner and a heater for your privy. Now, if you are in a really hot climate, like in the desert, and your wife is gonna go to the bathroom and she doesn't like to sweat while she's doing so, you can just run the air conditioning hose under the privy there, and you will have nice air conditioned temperatures while she's in there doing her business. And again, on the flip side of that, if it's chilly out, you can put the heat under there and she can take a shower and not freeze. It's basically a sauna right there next to your rooftop tent using the truck rack swing out, the 23.0 privy. I mean, it's just a great system. So who is the Cybertake S2 Pro for? And I gotta be honest, it's for my wife. If you're an overlander and your wife is a little bit on the bougie side and she doesn't like to be cold early in the morning and late at night, and she hates to be hot during the day, but you still want to get her out camping and overlanding and doing all the fun stuff in the great outdoors, then this is probably your go-to solution right here, because it's a twofer. It'll keep her warm when she's going to bed and then warm early in the morning so she's not getting dressed in the really cold temperatures of your rooftop tent or your ground tent. And then again, late at night when going to bed, it'll take the chill out of the air and she's getting in that sleeping bag all nice and toasty. It really is a great option. Now, there's really only two drawbacks I see with this S2 Pro. The first one is going to be the size of it. It is a big unit. I can't argue with it because it heats and air conditions. Obviously, you can't have that in a package of this size, but it is something to be noted. You got to figure out a way to actually put this someplace, probably out of the weather. I can't find anything about weatherproofing on this, and it looks weatherproof, but if it doesn't say it, I wouldn't trust it. So put it someplace out of the weather and still be able to cool and heat. Luckily with the hoses, it should be pretty simple. I can just kind of tuck this back there, run the hose up into the rooftop tent, no problem at all. And the last sticking point is a price, 850 bucks. Again, can't argue with the price because it is an air conditioner and a heater all in one, but 850 is a big pill to swallow. Again, if you're the dude out there that really wants to bring his wife, or you're bougie yourself and you just like to be comfortable at all times, whether it's hot or cold out on the trail, definitely something to consider. 850 bucks. You're probably watching this video saying, I'm getting one right now. All right, guys, really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. Best way to support channels, buy Adventure Belt merch, and I will see you guys next time.